will do anything to defend their territory.
You got all these buildings shooting at you at one time, bullets flying past your head. So many different gunshots, boom, boom, boom.
The threat of death means nothing.
Dying is part of it. That's the way it has to be. And that's the mentality that even the youngest gang member has. You go out there half-ass gangbanging, you're not gonna survive.
That's the scar from where they cut me open. This is where I got shot 9 times in the chest, stab wound. I've been shot 23 times on different occasions. I've been shot in the head, point blank, 9 times in the chest and stomach. I got shot in the balls.
Only the most notorious street soldiers have been to the brink and lived. Most notorious street soldier, Little Bear.
My stomach right here and my intestines, they're all plastic. This is like plastic right here. I can't really feel this area right here.
Few have paid more of a price than La Gran Familia's Hugo Rocha, aka Little Bear. Despite his injuries, including damage to his hearing and speech, Little Bear feels lucky to be alive.
To tell the truth, when I started gangbanging, I told my dad I wasn't gonna live to be 18.
Growing up in Atlanta, Little Bear was introduced to the gang by his friends.
We'd be tagging, smoking, drinking, skipping school. I mean, we'd be breaking into houses, stealing cars.
In 2003, Little Bear was outside his girlfriend's apartment when a rival gang member rolled up and pulled a gun.
He shot me. He shot me in my leg. When I first started running, that's what made me fall. I got back up. He shot me 7, 8 more times in my stomach.
Little Bear was rushed to the hospital and slipped into a coma. He woke up 3 months later.
I couldn't talk, eat, move. I couldn't do anything, and I didn't even know who I was.
Little Bear now uses his gruesome scars to show the consequences of being a street soldier.
I'm actually glad the guy shot me, because if he wouldn't have shot me, I really wouldn't know where I'd be now. I'd probably be dead, or I'd probably in prison.
There's no shortage of recruits in the hood. They're seduced by the promise of power.
Street soldiers believe that this is the easy way to make money, gain prestige, power, and control. But for the most part, they never make it.
Only a few select gangsters live past their teenage years. The most respected are those few who live long enough to be considered OGs.
The OG, the one who basically put the foundation down, who did it when it wasn't to be done, who basically lasted the longest.
OG means first generation. What original means is before me, there was none, right?
OGs shape their gang and typically work behind the scenes.
People fear you more when they can imagine, who you are and what you can do to them. It's like Charlie's Angels, Nobody never sees Charlie. They only hear his voice, but Charlie make everything pop.
Only the fearless rise through the ranks to become OGs.
They're expected to earn their way to OG status. If your homeboy says, I need you to go with me to kill someone, you gotta go with him.
But those who make it reap the rewards.
That money that came in from it, man, it was so good, man. You couldn't stop. It was an addiction.
Gangland's most notorious OG stands just 5 feet 5 inches tall. But he's known as a giant in San Francisco's Chinatown.
The world is under my feet. I'm not thinking I'm God, but in this city, I'm the man that called a shot.
most notorious OG, Shrimp Boy.
I run this city. Who can tell me something I cannot do? Nobody.
Raymond Chow, aka Shrimp Boy, started his ascent at an early age. By the time he was a teenager, Shrimp Boy was a trained martial artist. He was also a vicious street soldier with San Francisco's Hop Sing Boys.
I just want to be the best gangster, be the best fighter. You, in your mind, is set it to you want to kick my ass. In my mind, I'm killing your ass.
Shrimp Boy became the gang's leader, selling drugs and making serious cash in Chinatown's illegal gambling halls.
We involved with directly organized crime. We're dealing with drugs. We're dealing with money, gambling.
Raymond was the hands-on guy. He was the one that was personally involved in a lot of criminal activities, and he was the violent one.
The money and power were irresistible.
One dinner, we spent $30,000. Anything you dream of it. We go to bed with 7 girls. Ain't that fun? I mean, can you handle 7 girls at one time? No.
Shrimp Boy's high-flying life came to a halt when he was imprisoned on 6 counts of trafficking firearms. Now, Shrimp Boy says he's trying to go legit.
I just want to be the normal people. Just be accepted by my community. Not to be alone like inside the prison.
Is he just doing a good job of pulling the wool over everybody's eyes? Maybe he is. We'll find out if he ever gets busted again, I suppose.
America's gangs have created a secret world of symbols, colors, and codes. Misinterpret any of them, and it could lead to death. Hand signs,
Go up the phone.
slang. Gangsters have many ways to scare off rivals.
Don't be scared.
Even the walls in the hood have a voice.
What we got here is some real standard NSM graffiti. See the N, S with the 2 lines through it, M for Northside Mafia.
The walls are like newspaper, you know, of the neighborhood.
Tagging is just one way that gang members represent.
Gang life, representing, tagging on the wall, spray painting, disrespecting, crossing out. That's all part of gang lifestyle.
But tagging isn't limited to the streets. For some gangsters, the only way to truly represent is with permanent ink.
713, Houston, H-Town, City of Houston skyline.
When you get tattoos to represent your neighborhood, or you crossing out another neighborhood on your body, or you putting the city across your chest, you know, which bring respect.
Yeah, LMG right there. But it's basically my hood, you know, something I live by, die by.
The I represents strength and knowledge. It's no all. Pyramid is like power, foundation.
I did that myself with a straight razor. That's a blood loss. That's north for life. I'm in these streets. I am the streets.
Some tats symbolize a gangster's history. Others pay tribute to fallen homies.
My cousin died in 05 in Baden on the north side of St. Louis. Got 2 shots to the head.
But only the most notorious dare to flaunt their ink everywhere. With attitude to back it up.
I love to kick ass. I'll come at you with a smile, but I will fight you just because it's cloudy outside. You know what I mean?
Most notorious ink. Boxer. Steve Fierro, a.k.a. Boxer. He's an enforcer with the Mongols motorcycle gang.
When there's people out there who don't really agree with what has to be taken care of, I make sure that they agree with it. I don't take no for an answer.
Boxer earned his nickname at an early age.
My parents don't even call me by my given name. I'm even Boxer to my parents.
His body ink shows his fierce dedication to the Mongols.
I'm proud of my club, so I want everybody to know about it. A lot of them have different meanings. You know, we got the brother heads on us, like this. The MFFM that I have right here on my chin, it's Mongols forever, forever Mongols. This is telling you that I really don't give a about you, and if you want to do something, we can do it.
Boxer's ink reflects his philosophy. Go big or go home.
When I first started, I got these on my face, and a lot of people were looking at me saying, hey, well, what do you got that genie for, you know? So I put the Mongols over so that they know what it is.
Boxer's dedication to his gang will extend to the grave.
I'll live for my brother, I'll die for my brother, I'll take a bullet for my brother. That's just the way I live.
This undying loyalty is typical for all members of OMGs.
What makes the difference between an outlaw biker and some of these other groups, I think, is to the extent that you will defend yourself.
It'd definitely be an honor for me to die for this club.
That's it, brother, right there.
OMGs consider themselves to be above the law.
We're bikers. We're the outlaws. We're the best of the best. We make our own rules.
They show their force in numbers.
You get on your bike when you're with 30 or 40 guys. Everybody's riding to abreast. It's like having an extension of your, you know.
Those who break the rules face serious consequences.
It ain't no little girls club, man. This is a man's club. You want to man up, you're gonna up. You're gonna take the man punishment. You don't want to take that? Take your little squat ass out the door.
And those who dare leave the gang forfeit everything, even their ink.
In their eyes, they own it. They'll cut it out or burn it out or grind it out of you. They'll take it back with a belt sander, or they'll take it back with a clothes iron. They'll put a hot clothes iron right on that tattoo and lift it right off your body.
Only the most dedicated need join.
Absolutely, positively.
Most notorious biker, Jimmy D. Jimmy D. Gregorio, a.k.a. Jimmy D, spent more than 10 years riding with the Pagans on the mean streets of Philly.
One for all for one. Let's die together, let's fight together, let's together.
For Jimmy D, the Pagans were the doorway to a life of debauchery.
If there wasn't group sex, I never would have joined the Pagans. It was one big orgy. Everybody get naked and jump in a pile.
Life in the fast lane required a boost. For the Pagans, that came in the form of methamphetamine.
Meth is the key drug of most motorcycle gangs, most bikers. It keeps you up, makes you party longer, makes you ride longer.
Jimmy D cooked pure meth for the gang. They then developed ingenious ways to increase profits, cutting the meth with different substances, including baby lactose.